better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.
Hi, Joy here from Black Girl Nerds here at the TV junket of Wonder Woman. We got to speak to Danny Huston about playing a real-life World War I general, Connie Nielsen about being a mom and playing a mom in this film, Patty Jenkins talking about a diverse Themyscira in this world, and Gal Gadot and Chris Pine about being a female protagonist showing strength. So, Danny, thank you so much for joining me and speaking with me and Black Girl Nerds. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So, I have a couple of questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
First off, Wonder Woman is obviously named and based off of Greek mythology, but your character is kind of different because it's based on a real-life World War I German general. How do you find that balance between doing biographical acting but also exaggerating for a comic book film?
That's a very good question, absolutely accurate. The character I play is a guy called General Ludendorff. He was a real character, general in the First World War, a pragmatist, had a strategy to complete his objective that would require casualties, and he also works closely with Dr. Moreau, who's coming up with these various formulas of how to accomplish what they both believe is a peace and a solution to a problem. And in that regard, he's not dissimilar to Wonder Woman. They kind of want the same objective, except his way of achieving it is a bit more diabolical.
Right.
And what I sort of relished was the concept that General Ludendorff would meet somebody like Wonder Woman, and he doesn't really know what to make of her. He is a learned man and likes Greek mythology, and in a way she is this mythological character come to life. So he's quite attracted by that, but doesn't have time to waste or for her to get in his way. So the culmination of this sort of fiction and historic reality, the two things combined, made the role exciting for me.
And you made a great point because he has that deep knowledge of Greek mythology because that's his life and that's his background. Do you do that research to kind of get the foundation of the character, or is it strictly kind of a combination of the comic book research to understand kind of the Wonder Woman lore in general?
Combination of the two, yes, absolutely. But in regards to General Ludendorff, I had this wonderful character that I could draw from. His photographs, he's always got this downturned mouth, and there's sort of arrogance to him, a sort of spoiled child, and maybe even abused at some point. There's a sort of pain to his expression. He's somewhat tortured. He lost his son in the front line in the First World War, and so he's dealt with personal loss, but his mission is what's important to him.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
So, Connie, thank you so much for joining.
I'm a nerd too, so can I join?
Yes, please. We want you in the group. Yeah. So thank you for talking to me in Black Girl Nerds. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, first of all, happy belated Mother's Day, because I know it
Thank
was
you.
last week.
Yeah.
And talking about moms, obviously you play Diana's mom, Hippolyta, in the film. What experiences with your children did you kind of use to channel that relationship in your role?
You know, there's that moment when you give birth to your first child, and you realize that moment that you have met an experience that is bigger than any manufactured experience out there.
Right.
There is just nothing like it, and it's the most powerful thing that takes over your whole life, your mind, and I can't even express the type of love that I feel when I look at my children, and it's that kind of all-encompassing love that I think that, you know, first of all, I feel that, and I translated that also into Hippolyta, but you know, it's also sort of the kind of love that I feel that is at the core of so many things that happens on the planet. I once was having a talk with some of my older kids, and I was saying, you know, what's extraordinary is to think that if somebody had like this super duper telescope and they could look at all of the things that is happening on this planet, they still wouldn't be able to see the most important force at work on this entire planet. And I say, that's love. That's what's extraordinary. You can't actually see the thing that is the most powerful force of all.
Right. Kind of speaking on love and that power, your character Hippolyta, his main focus is to shelter Diana, whereas your sister, Antiope, wants to teach her to be a fighter. In real life, Connie, like, what does she lean towards? Being a fighter or being a shelterer with people that she loves?
I really think that it's the idea of installing within them a sense of love of themselves, and that they honor themselves every time that they use discipline towards fighting or being artists, all of the above. I think it's not an either or. I think you can both train and teach your kids to try to adhere to the highest standards for their own sort of development, but also at the same time to do it all with a lot of love. You know, you can be a fierce and loving mom.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.